Hi everyone, I'm Lisa Tusher with Oak Sisters Jewelry. I sell paparazzi, $5 paparazzi accessories. Um, I wanted to do a video about how I set up for vendor events because I've learned a lot over the years. I've been doing this for over 3 years now, almost 3.5, and I have continued to just learn and try to improve upon how I do things and make things easier. That's always key. So I thought I would share a little bit of the stuff that I've learned. Oh, my chickens, my chickens, you might hear them. I set up a pretend vendor event in my backyard. So, okay, let's get going. Let me Okay. So this is a 10 by 10 canopy tent. I have learned that I really prefer doing a 15 by 10 or 20 by 10. So I don't have another tent yet, so I usually borrow one. But I highly recommend that because I have learned that in doing just a 10 by 10, I can only fit like 3 people max usually in my booth, and then at bigger events I'll have like a line of people waiting to come in, and yeah, you don't want that. So make sure. So this one is nice because it's tall, and then it also has 4 sides. So I only put 2 of them up for now just so you could see. But it's really nice for when it's a multiple day event and you don't want to pack all your stuff up and take it home the first night and come back and set it all up again. So, and usually they have security at the events overnight. So I will just zip up all the sides and the front, and it's good to go. Also, make sure you always have weights on the corners, because all 4 corners, because there have been many vendor events where the wind has picked up and these become like a sail, and I have seen other people's tents just blow away, break, crash into other vendors. Yeah, it's not good. So you don't want that, and it's a liability. I also had made a banner. It was about $50 at the AccuColor near me to have it printed. I just sent them the file, but if it's the length of the front of my canopy, and then I just zip tied it. They put little grommets in it for free. You want to have everywhere possible $5 signs. Like, everything is $5 because that's a big draw for most people. Also, my website. I like to have my website wherever possible. Okay, so this thing is a lifesaver. I highly recommend that you get a wagon. This one was like $75, I think, at Walmart, and I love it. It also has, so this folds down, so you can actually carry larger stuff in there than will fit. Yeah, crucial. And it folds up pretty small, and then I just hide it underneath one of my tables, under the table, the tablecloths. Okay, also, oh, let me start with this. I will share a file of this. I have a list of things that I want to remember at each vendor event. I learned that I needed to make a list so that I could just check it off for each one because it was too hard trying to remember everything. So yeah, make sure you make yourself a list. You can use mine, you can edit it to make it your own. Yeah, so important to make sure that you don't. I'm good at forgetting stuff, so so I put that there just so I could show you. And then also this is crucial for me. This is like that shrink, I don't know if it's shrink wrap, whatever it's called, the plastic wrap. So I wrap all of my, let's see, is that focused? There we go. I wrap all of these in them before and after. Not my boards, but my little turny things. I'll show you those in a minute. So my tables, I have like 3 6-foot tables and then 1 8-foot table. I used to use, so these tables actually, the 6-foot ones are nice because they fold in half and then have a handle. Those are amazing. The tablecloths that I used to have just normal tablecloths, but they were such a tripping hazard. They drove me crazy. So I recently got these ones that stretch over and tuck under each leg. So much better. I highly recommend that if you can do that. My boards. So these are the first ones that I ever got, and I got these on Etsy. They're kind of thinner, and of course they were expensive buying them on Etsy. And then my husband was like, well, I can make those for you. So he made these nicer, thicker ones, which it's great because then this is like a standard board width, I guess, that you can get. And it's nice and wide enough that the jewelry doesn't touch, like break each other when they're like pressed together, because these close up. These ones have like a little hinge and like a little stretchy handle on top. Not ideal. These ones, let me see if I can show you how. So my husband's an engineer. So what I do is I fold these up, close them up, and then I have the little hooks, the little display hooks. I put some upside down on both sides. And then this just goes up. This is PVC pipe and rope. And then this is my handle. So I hook this over the 2 hooks on either side, this over the 2 hooks on the other side, and then I can just lift it up, carry it. And then it's nice because I can just take these off. I store them in I have a big pink bin under here that I store my extra stuff. I just throw them in there, and then I can stack my boards because there's no stinking handle built into the top to get in the way. So that's really nice. I love having a gray background on my jewelry because that helps the jewelry pop better, better than black or white. I do, when I stack these, I use zip ties. I did just run out of the 12-inch ones, so if I stack 2 of the thicker ones together, I do have to have a longer one, like a 12-incher, or put 2 smaller ones together. What you also want to do is make sure you have signs everywhere possible. $5, $5, $5. I didn't put as many up as I usually do because, you know, this is a pretend vendor event, but let me show you the trick of what I do to put signs in. And also busts. Okay, these boards I actually got for free from someone that had gone out of business. They're awesome because I love how tall they are, but so you can hang long necklaces if you want, but they are thin, so I can't ever get them all the way shut with jewelry on them. So that's always a hazard for your jewelry. They do have a handle, let's see, built in, like screwed onto the back of either side. Let me show you. So I put little zip ties. Oh, I went right through the handle. Oopsie. So I put zip ties. Let's see, that's the handle's in the way. And then I use skewers with packing tape taped to the back of my busts. I just use those flat ones. You can get these on Amazon, like a pack of 8 or so for not very expensive. These are like a faux white leather. And then you just stick the skewers right through the zip ties. So I sell a lot of sets that way. It's really nice. I also have little signs. It's important for them to see easily what forms of payment that you take. And again, $5. I usually would have all these spots filled with busts. Another thing that I have recently started doing, and it's been a huge benefit, is labeling. So I have started color coding my boards. So I have like all pinks, purples, multi, white, black, brown. But then I also made just little easy, quick signs. I will also include this file for you if you want. So I just cut them out and like glued them on some pink paper. And then you kind of just have to tape them on. But that has been so helpful for customers. They really, really liked that. One thing you also want to make sure of is that you never have the backs of your board showing, because that is not cute. So try to always angle them so that there's no back showing. I also, like when people are walking past, I want one of the first things they see is one of the most popular items. So like my small earrings and cuffs and stuff like that, I put right here on the end. And then I put my short necklaces and chokers on this end. Okay, let me show you. Oh, there's so much stuff to show you. Okay. I have little shopping baskets on each end for customers to use, because I would see people just trying to like string necklaces over their fingers, and they have like a handful, and so this makes it easier for them. Plus they will tend to buy a little more. So that's always good. I got those at the dollar store. Also, I made a printout that I have available for them to take with them. Everything you need to know about shopping with Oak Sisters Jewelry. So, by the way, Oak Sisters Jewelry is named after my 3 daughters. It's their first initials, so Olivia, Ava, Carmen with a K. I started this business because of their encouragement, and like they were doing it with me to earn money for their 9th grade Spain trip, but then it turned into something I fell in love with, and yeah, the rest is history. So I have info about signing up for text alerts, multiple ways to shop with me. There's my website, how I invoice and when, how to get free jewelry, and if they want to sign up also. So I've had lots of people take those with. My ring trays, I have learned to keep those up front with me. So when I set up my tables, I will always I make sure I have a space in the back for me to sit, because it's just too long for me to stand. So make sure you always bring a chair. Make sure you bring a blanket and a cardigan. We always tend to get a little chilly. So yeah, make sure there's space for you back here. I always have a daughter helping me, so I usually have a chair for her right here. And at my busier events, I will be taking money and then she bags them. So it's just like this system we have down, because there's like a line of people waiting usually. So, and that's ideal. You hope for that. So behind the scenes, you don't want any of this stuff like very visible to customers. So I always leave a little spot behind these boards for my stuff. So I always have a box of business cards. I almost ran completely out on my last vendor event. I need to pick up my new ones. So I have my paparazzi bags. I have necklace bags, because if they buy more than one necklace, I don't want them getting tangled in their bag, because that'll make them grumble when they get home. So I'll put necklaces, if there's multiple ones, in these bags, and then in the pink bag, and then stick a business card in there always. On my business cards, I have on the back, I have a QR code to get to my Linktree. So, and then information about like when I go live and stuff like that. On my Linktree, I have my website and VIP group and all that stuff. Let's see, I always have a little bin of supplies for me, like tissues, scissors, mints, hand sanitizer, tape, chargers, my pills that I'm supposed to take at 7 p.m. I always keep a little fan because it gets hot sometimes. I always hang a garbage bag on one of the backs. Let's see, I always also have bins of extra jewelry for restocking. So this little bin is all just rings because I don't sell rings as much on live shows, but vendor events, it's one of my top sellers. So I will have that full of rings, this full, usually 2 of these full of like necklaces and earrings and stuff. Also, Michelle Johnny had a great idea. And I got this idea from Lisa Abercrombie too, of these tie racks. They rotate, and Michelle Johnny was like, hey, you could have a bunch of these and have like necklaces and stuff, like one in all purple, one in all pink, and then you could just pull them out. If people are like, do you have anything else in purple? You pull out the purple rack, or you can use it to restock from. So if possible, you want to make sure that you're always trying to restock, which I did not take the time to do after my last vendor event. I do it through my vendor event, or have one of my girls do it. But like if you run out of like small earrings to restock with, just scoot one over and fill the holes, right? So that it looks full and stocked. Let's see, what else? I always keep business cards in various spots. A mirror is important. I've had people ask me, do I have a mirror? And I'm like, oh crap, I totally forgot. So I have 2 of these. I just got them on Amazon. I have one over there, one over here. Oh, my cash box. So of course I had to have pink. I usually have about $80 to start off in 5s and 1s. So that's how I usually start things off. There's my coins. And then I usually have this open because I'm like taking money. And then I have my business account for Venmo right here, so they can just scan it to pay me. So that's really helpful. I also have this that I set my phone up on to take card payments. There's my card reader. If you can, try to always get electricity with your booth, because the last thing you want is for your card reader to die and not be able to take payment. Also, I've noticed my card reader, it's kind of old anyway, but it works so much better and quicker if I have it plugged in. Okay, so always make sure also you have an escape route, because usually I have this all blocked off. This would not normally just be open like that, at least the back part. So make sure you have a way to come out, because I'll have customers ask me to help them find, pieces that go together and something to go with outfits. Okay, so this table, I also have another sign saying what forms of payment I take, my Venmo, QR to scan $5. This has been huge, okay? This is a bin full of Hostess rewards. So jewelry I got for free, because if you're not with Paparazzi, every 10 pieces I buy, I get a free piece from Paparazzi. So I have a code on here for them to scan that goes to my Postable. So if they fill that out and I get their email, that's to subscribe to my email list, and they get to pick a free piece of jewelry. This has been a huge hit. Huge hit. Also, okay, my QR code, it expired. So I've got to fix that. So thankfully I had a notebook, so they can just write their emails down there. Also be aware that if you have a QR code, please scan it and check it once in a while, because you want to make sure that they haven't expired. Okay, bracelets. People like to dig and rummage through bins sometimes. So I have all my bracelets in these clear shoe boxes. They have lids. I just stick the lids right under them and open them up. I have them labeled of what they are. Bracelets are hard to hang anyway, so this has worked well for me. I have my all silver, which gold and silver are bigger sellers, so I have like a big panel for each one. I have more business cards. I have more flyers of how to shop with me, more shopping carts. I also will hang, I'll have one of these laying on the table, but I also will hang a couple from my tent walls. Also, if you are able, I really want to be able to print a big like poster banner to put on my back wall, because that's the first thing people see when they walk in. So yeah, make sure you have something there. That would be ideal anyway. So this one, do you want to start your own fun jewelry business? So this is information on how to sign up with Paparazzi and how you can go to my website, lisatusha.com, to sign up or get more info or message me. Anyway, let's see. These are tourney. So these things spin. I have noticed, well, short necklaces and chokers are like a big seller. So I finally started just putting them all on one thing. Like, so yeah. So this gets a lot of attention. Oh, also throughout your vendor event, if you get a moment or have someone to assist you, go through and just kind of, yeah, see, like people put things in the wrong spots all the time. Go through and kind of just tidy things up. Anyway, I try to color block stuff. Also, long necklaces. Before I got these, which obviously I'm not still using them for long necklaces, but I was like, what do I do with long necklaces? I got this thing. It wasn't very expensive. It actually comes out of the base, so it's easier to carry, but that thing is heavy. It's weighted. Yeah, so, and it turns. So I put my long necklaces on that. I have my clip-ons. I have lanyards. And let's see, is there anything else that I forgot to tell you? Yeah, comment if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. And yeah, vendor events are fun. I tend to be a little more of an intro. So they've been really good for me, and it's fun getting to know lots of people, and just, that's the funnest part, honestly, is just talking to all the people. So yeah, don't be shy, do it. You'll love it. It is work, it's hard work. Totally worth it though. Okay, let me know if you have any questions, just comment. Thanks you guys, have a good day, bye. Another thing I wanted to show you guys is lighting. Lighting is so important. I used to have like cheap little lights that would hang from the corners, and they just were not cutting it. And so one time at a vendor event, it was starting to get dark, and my husband was like, okay, I gotta fix this. So he ran to Home Depot quick and he got these like work lights. So it's just like those long tube bulbs, LED, I think. Anyway, you just pull the chain. He zip ties them up here, zip ties them up into the tent, and then runs an extension cord down. So make sure you try to get electricity in your booth. Sometimes you have to pay a little extra for that. Totally worth it, because you also want to be able to plug in your card reader and your phone, because that would be really bad if those also, another thing, always wear jewelry that you have for sale on one of your boards. because you'll always have people come up and be like, oh my gosh, I love your jewelry, I love your earrings, your necklace. So it's nice to be able to say, thank you, I have them right here on this board if you want one. Important. Same within doing your Facebook lives, same thing. And also I like to either wear a paparazzi shirt or like something that coordinates with my booth, because you know, it's just funner that way.